Okay, this video is going to be my review of the Armaid, which is a self-massage device. I'm going to go through what it is, why you might want to use it, why you might consider using it, how to use it, I'll demonstrate it, and also the pros, cons, and who or what I would recommend it for. So, as I said, it's a self-massage device. You could also call it a myofascial release device, a trigger point therapy device, and it's mainly for the forearm, wrist, hand, and you can also work the upper arm a little bit as well, and obviously the elbow area. And it's mainly for addressing issues in that part of the body like RSI, repetitive stress or repetitive strain injuries, tendinitis, golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, inflammation in the joints, carpal tunnel's another common one that a lot of people deal with, and just general aches and pains in your hand, finger, forearm, and elbow. Especially quite useful if you do a sport or a job that is quite demanding on that part of your body, your hands, forearm, a lot of repetitive movements. This could be a product that you might find useful. Now, just to be clear, I've mentioned this in other videos, but I'm not saying that this is a complete replacement to a professional sports massage or one of those sorts of professional services, but it's a good addition. And when you're thinking about costs, it makes sense for some people to get a device like this if they're going to be using it every day, rather than you can buy this once rather than paying regularly to see a massage therapist. But it will never be as good as getting someone else's hands to do the muscle release, trigger point release. So you strap this part onto your thigh. Then you just put your arm through and roll. And that's how you get the Armaid working to massage your arm. Now, it can be swiveled, so you can have it like this to then work the other side, of the arm, and you can switch it back to work this side again. And in terms of these different parts, you've got this base support side, which never changes, and it's black, very soft foam. That's sort of the control support side. And then with this side, it can be changed. You've got three options. So there's the white one, which is quite hard, but that's generally what most people use. You can get the grey one, which is slightly softer, or you can get this black foam one, which is the softest. So that using this combination, the two black ones would be, for someone who's in a lot of pain, if they can't handle the white one or the grey one. Otherwise, you really just want the white and grey. I hardly ever use the grey one. I've only really used this one. There's a fourth one which you can buy, which is, I don't have, but it's a large orange ball, and that's sort of the most intense, for people who, say, rock climbers that are needing a really intense trigger point therapy session to, help them recover. So that's the basics of how to use it. So obviously you can work different levels of the arm. Most common is around the forearm. That's what most people need this for, right? And obviously you can go to the elbow as well, and it's a little bit more difficult, but you can sometimes get into the tricep and bicep as well. In terms of further down, because you don't want to be really going too hard on any bony areas, so when you get to the hand or close to the wrist, then that's where this one's quite handy. I used that for a while when I first got this, because I got this in 2014, so I haven't actually used it in the last couple of years. But the soft one would be good for when you're working the hand or the fingers. especially on that side. But if you turn it around when you're working on the hand, then this side of your hand's a lot softer. So there are points you can work on, like the thumb pad here. That feels quite good. Can be good for people who spend a lot of time typing. There's also the pad here, which you can work on. Usually you're using the middle one. The middle one sticks out a little bit more. And if you've got quite thick fingers, you can probably work on them as well. Now, some of the things you can do are, you can obviously adjust the tension up here. And say you find a spot which you think is, a trigger point where there might be a knot or something else like that. Well, you can hold it there and do movements like this with your hand while holding on that spot. Back in the other direction. You can do things like that. Because then you're going to be starting to use those fibers while the Armaid's holding down on the knot. And that can help loosen it up for some people. You can also just rotate the wrist. And you can do right angle movements. You can actually move your arm like this. You might need to add some sort of, like a little bit of coconut oil or some sort of essential oil. That would help that work probably a little bit better. And that can be a little bit painful, but it's probably good. And they call that, a cross fiber massage, because the muscle fibers here are generally going this direction, right? And so you're massaging this way, across the fibers. So that's another option. You can also do a sort of movement like this as you push down, changing the angle of your hand as you get to the bottom, something like that. There's a lot of experiments you can do. The website has excellent information, and I think you can also get a DVD with the product. And one other thing I forgot to explain. There's a fitting, you can adjust the size here at the bottom. So that makes it a lot wider, or you can push it across. Or have it back where I had it before, in here, depending on, what setup is going to fit your arm. And obviously you would switch to the other leg when you want to work your other arm. Now I just want to finish off with the pros and cons, kind of a summary, and my recommendations, things you can combine this with. So the pros, this is actually what I'm showing you here is the old version, because like I said, I bought this in 2014. The new version is still really, really good. It doesn't strap on to the leg with a clip. You just hold it on the leg. Still works perfectly fine. The new one has a lifetime warranty. It's made in the USA. There's no flaw in terms of, there's no downsides to this product. It does exactly what it says it does. The only problem is, if you have an issue, if your source of pain, if the root cause of your pain that's in your arm or hand, wrist, finger, whatever, is actually further upstream than your, let's say, your upper arm. So let's say it's anywhere from the armpit up, the pec muscle, collarbone, neck, shoulder, upper back, whatever. If it's anything further up than your upper arm, then this massage device isn't going to be able to resolve it probably, because this can only go up to your bicep and tricep, really. You can't go any further up than that. And the reason why I mention that is because there are issues like that. For example, there's a nerve which is called the brachial plexus nerve, which it goes, I think, underneath or around the collarbone, near the armpit, and on the other side it goes up the side of the neck. And so if you've had an injury around there, and that nerve which goes down the arm is what's causing the pain in your forearm, but the root cause is further up, around your neck, then this massage device isn't going to be able to address that, unfortunately. It will still help with pain management though. So it's still definitely worth looking into. So with that said, yes, I would highly recommend this product in most cases if you have a need for it. If you have a need for, depending on your hobby or your work or your lifestyle, that you require massage on the forearms, elbow, wrist, hand, etc. We might be recovering from some sort of injury. It's going to be a good investment one time. The company's really good. I'd like to interview them on my podcast if I can. A couple of other things that would be wise to consider if you're dealing with pain in the arm would be magnesium supplementation. Magnesium chloride, you can get sprays, or magnesium chloride gel, rub that into the arm and use that when you're massaging. Magnesium bicarbonate is a drink you can make. I've already done a video on that. You can check that out. Also, I would highly recommend looking into functional patterns, because what you need to realize is it's not just loosening up that is going to solve the problem completely. You want to change the way you're moving, optimize the way you walk, run, throw, whatever, because get the biomechanics sorted, your way of moving, and then these issues will be less of an issue to begin with. So definitely check out functional patterns as well. I hope this video was helpful. If it helped you, let me know in the comments or share this video with someone else who needs it. I'll include links to this product and the others that I've mentioned, and functional patterns, and anything else that I think would be helpful for someone who's dealing with just physical pain in general. So thank you for watching.